Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, folks around the world, welcome back to Hot Takes in Depth. It's a series where we break down the most controversial, polarizing, and sometimes substantiated opinions from Hot Takes Only, the sports podcast you've been missing. And be sure to subscribe to Hot Takes Only if you haven't already, available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere else you get your podcasts. This week, we're taking a look at the all-time greatest single season in sports history. 2021 was the year of Shohei Ohtani and will go down in history as the greatest single season ever by anyone in any sport. Jordan in 96-97, Tiger in 2000-2001, try Shohei Ohtani in 2021. Some may call him the Japanese Babe Ruth, but after what he did to Major League hitters and pitchers, we may as well start calling Babe Ruth the American Shohei Ohtani. He is the face of baseball. Ohtani made headlines in 2018 when he signed with the Los Angeles Angels as a two-way player. He had signaled his intent to play in the US all the way back in 2013, but stayed in Japan since his team of choice, the Los Angeles Dodgers, wouldn't let him both hit and pitch. While in Japan, Ohtani had nothing short of a stellar career. A 5-time Japanese League All-Star, a Japan Series champion, which is the Japanese World Series, an ERA champion, all capped off with not one, but 2 Japan Professional Sports Grand Prizes. Think most valuable player, but for all sports across Japan. That's how big of a star he was. His first season in Major League Baseball was well worth the Rookie of the Year accolade. He finished the season with a .285 average, .361 on-base percentage, 22 home runs, and 61 RBIs to go with a 4-2 record in 10 starts with an ERA of .331 and 61 strikeouts. But unfortunately for baseball, its budding superstar fell victim to injury. On September 3rd, 2018, an MRI revealed further damage to his already weakened UCL in his right arm, forcing him into Tommy John surgery. Ohtani would still play the following season, but was reduced to a role as a designated hitter. In the COVID-19 pandemic-shortened 2020 season, Ohtani made just 2 starts in his return from Tommy John surgery with very poor results. He wouldn't pitch again until 2021. But boy, did he pitch in 2021. And his decision to bulk up to 225 pounds paid massive dividends, both offensively and on the mound. Combined with his work at Driveline Baseball, Ohtani returned to the mound in 2021 as a bona fide ace. His fastball routinely hit 100 miles an hour with a splitter that falls off the table and a slider that looks more like a frisbee. And it wasn't just the raw stuff that caught the eyes, it was the consistency with his production. Ohtani finished 2021 with a record of 9-2 in 23 starts with a .318 ERA, 156 strikeouts, 1.09 walks plus hits per innings pitched, and just 44 walks in 130 and a third innings. For those doing the math at home, that's a staggering 10.77 strikeouts per 9 innings. Double-digit Ks per 9 is what you would call filthy. Now, obviously, when we look back at Babe Ruth's time, things were a bit different. Fastballs weren't exactly in the triple digits back in the 1920s, and the prototypical baseball player didn't exactly look like a professional athlete. But Ohtani's offensive metrics in 2021 are right up there with Babe Ruth's. Ohtani crushed 46 home runs, second overall in the majors, had 100 RBIs, 103 runs, and 26 stolen bases in 155 games. He also tied for the major league lead in triples with 8. But what was more astonishing about Ohtani's 2021 season was the number of milestones he crushed along the way. It's a dizzying list, and it's, in a word, exhaustive. He's the first player to start a game while leading the league in home runs, the first player to have 37 home runs and 15 stolen bases before the end of July, the first player to register 100 strikeouts and lead the majors in home runs before the end of July, the first Angels left-handed hitter to hit 40 home runs in a season, and the list goes on. But what arguably makes Shohei Ohtani the face of baseball and why his achievements this year blow Babe Ruth's out of the water is what he accomplished at the All-Star break. Against the very best of the best, Shohei Ohtani became the first Japanese player and first pitcher to ever compete in the Home Run Derby. He set the record for most home runs of 500 or more feet in the Home Run Derby with 6. And the very next day, he became the first player to start on the mound and bat leadoff in the All-Star game. He recorded a perfect first inning and eventually got the win in the game, becoming the first pitcher to compete in the Home Run Derby and get a win in the All-Star game. He also became the first leadoff batter to throw a 100-mile-an-hour pitch in the All-Star game. Is there anything else he needs to show you? For his efforts in the 2021 season, Ohtani gained recognition as one of Time 100's most influential people of 2021, Baseball Digest Player of the Year, Sporting News Player of the Year, Player's Choice Player of the Year, Player's Choice American League Outstanding Player, and is just the 16th recipient of the Commissioner's Historic Achievement Award, which is maybe the one thing Rob Manfred has actually gotten right as commissioner. The other 15 names on this list you may recognize: Derek Jeter, Vince Scully, Mariano Rivera, Ken Griffey Jr., Rachel Robinson, the wife of Jackie Robinson, Roberto Clemente, Ichiro Suzuki, Roger Clemens, the 2001 Seattle Mariners for winning a Major League record 116 games, Tony Gwynn, Ricky Henderson, Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, and Cal Ripken Jr. And of course, to cap off his remarkable season, he was named the unanimous 2021 American League Most Valuable Player. If not for Ohtani, then Vladimir Guerrero Jr. would have won MVP almost unanimously by himself. Of the 30 votes available, Vladdy got 28 second-place votes. But Ohtani was so good that he made the MVP race a borderline laughingstock. Now, I'm not arguing Ohtani's 2021 campaign makes him a better player overall than Ruth was, and I'm not saying he's an instant Hall of Famer. But what he did this year will go down in history, at least it should, as the greatest single individual season by any athlete. Imagine if Cristiano Ronaldo kept 20 clean sheets in the Premier League, if Tom Brady led the league in sacks and interceptions, if Michael Jordan led the league in blocks and steals, all while shooting Steph Curry-like numbers from downtown, or if Tiger Woods won the Masters in 2019. He did that. More on Tiger later. The only thing missing from Ohtani's resume is a World Series, and at just 28, the best may be yet to come. That's my hope anyway. We talk about the GOATs in sports using a few different metrics. Did they change the game? Did they dominate their sport for years? Did they grow the game exponentially? Ohtani may not have ticked all these boxes in 2021, but he played in every phase of the game in one season at the highest level. Usually, when we talk about a player who literally did it all in baseball, only one name comes to mind: Babe Ruth. But it's time to make room, George Herman Ruth. There's a new dual threat in town, and he is the face of baseball. That's all for this week. How does Ohtani's 2021 season rank for you? Was it the greatest single season of all time, or did someone do something better? Only time will tell. But if you liked today's video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe for more hot takes in depth. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.